Hey everyone, and welcome to today's review of the AGV Corsa R. Today we're looking at AGV's Corsa R, which is a notable helmet for being lower in price than AGV's Pista GPR, which is their top-of-the-line racing helmet. We've already done a review on that, so you can check that one out if you're interested. But the Corsa R is going to be a little bit more street-orientated, so it's going to be a very good sports bike helmet, and not just like a premium racing helmet, which the Pista GPR is. So it's going to have a few more street-orientated features, but it's also going to be a bit more versatile than the Pista. Now this helmet, it's going to be good for track days, but it's going to be a bit better when it comes to riding to the track if you're the kind of person that does that, or if you have a sports bike and you like to blast down the highway, anything like that, the Corsa R is going to be more comfortable than the Pista will because of that extra versatility. Now the Corsa R, I said, is lower in price than the Pista, and it's going to come in about $800 US, the recommended retail price, and it's going to put it in the same kind of territory as the Shoei NXR 3 and the Arai RX-7V. So it's quite an interesting position there. Now remember as well, if you want to learn anything more about AGV helmets, anything from Dainese, anything to do with racing motorcycle gear, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, and that way we can keep you up to date. So let's start off with the shell, and the shell of this helmet is going to be mostly carbon fiber, fiberglass, and aramid. It's all mixed up and mashed together to make something that's very strong and lightweight. And we weighed this helmet here, which is a size MS, medium small, and it came in at 1,380 grams, which is a very, very good weight for a sports cum racing helmet, or mainly sports helmet. So AGV do know that we want that, and they have delivered with the Corsa R, which is a great thing from them. Now we also have this helmet, and it's available in 4 different shell sizes, which is quite a lot, and it means you have a lot of options when it comes to getting the smallest fit to your head, which is better for weight, aerodynamics, and also looking better while you're riding. For the safety aspect of the shell, Sharp have rated it, and they gave it a perfect 5 out of 5 stars, which is an excellent result, and AGV have really done a good job in making this a very strong and durable shell. Now 5 out of 5 stars, you can see that they scored green in all the areas tested. It just goes to show how good of a helmet this is, and it's going to be as close to safe as we can expect to get. So great work there from AGV. So with a sports helmet, you definitely want strong aerodynamics, and AGV have done their best to satisfy us. We have a design that's very similar to that of the AGV Pista GPRs, the racing helmet you might remember. And you can see here in the chin, it's a very strong, very pointed chin, and it's going to help to bring air this way around the helmet. We have channels to assist in that, more channels and ridges up top, and it all leads to the back here with this very strong, very big spoiler, and it's very similar to the Pista GPRs. A little bit smaller, I believe, though. Now this spoiler, remember, it is meant to break off under pressure. That is what it's designed for. In a crash, it's meant to come off, and so that way you don't hurt yourself anymore. But basically, don't pick it up by this, don't hit it, don't put pressure on it, don't drop your helmet, because then you'll have the headache of having to order a new part, replacing it, and all that. So AGV do have us covered when it comes to aerodynamics, but please take care with the spoiler. So I've been making a lot of comparisons to the Pista, and while there have always been differences, it's always been quite similar, but the visor is exactly the same. It's the same visor. So let me just run through a couple things for you. It's optical class 1, so you have a big, deep field of view, a very wide field of view. You have tear-off pins. It's pin lock lens prepared. There's pins on it for the pin lock, and the tear-offs and the pin lock are in the box provided by AGV. We can open the visor. You can see here, no detents. We do, however, have a cracked city position. You can see it there, it locks in. Close it again. And removing the visor is pretty easy. It's a very simple mechanism for the visor. We just pull down on these tabs. Let me just do that. Comes loose. Same on the other side, just pull it off. So it's probably one of the easiest sports helmets when it comes to changing the visor, but it's also a very simple mechanism. You know, there's nothing too high tech that you would expect from this. And the seal is okay, it's not particularly great, so also keep that in mind. Let's put this one back on. There it is. There it is. So that's it for the visor. It's the same as with the Pista GPR. So sticking with the theme of being similar to the Pista GPR, we come to ventilation. And as you can see, it is going to look very similar to the Pista GPRs. So let's go here to the chin. We have 1 and 2 chin vents. You open and close them on the inside with a switch. Love it or hate it, and it's going to bring air straight onto your chin, but also up and through this onto your visor. Then on top we have 3 vents, quite low down on the brow, so it's going to be quite an aggressive position. You really want to be in a tuck. And you can actually individually open and close these, which is where that extra versatility really comes in. And it's something that I really like about the Corsa R. It's something that really helps you when you're riding on the road as opposed to the track. And I'll show you in a moment as well exactly how the air comes in and the channels in the EPS. And we'll get a better look at how it actually circulates through the helmets. Then at the back we have the 2 exhausts. Air has to escape obviously. And we have these 2 rather large vents coming out here. So ventilation is very strong when it comes to the Corsa R. Alright, so to take the liner out, I'm going to actually use this Capirex here, which is the Capirex design. And when I put it on my donut, I'm going to take a lot of care that I don't damage the spoiler down here. Very important, like I said. So, first of all, we have emergency quick releases on the cheek pads, and then we also do have a double D-ring on the enclosure system for the helmet. So, there it is, double D-ring. Pretty standard for AGV. So let's pull this out. And the cheek pads, you're going to notice, will come off in one great big piece. Pull this one out. There we go. So here you can see the cheek pads, one great big piece, and that material for it. So you can wash these as well. Now we'll have these 2 fabric inserts, which I'll come to in a moment. But the cool thing with the Corsa R is the headliner. So let me just pull that out. There we go. This one's quite strong. Very loud as well. So that's the headliner. I'll put this away for a sec. So the headliner, it is reversible. So you can take this, boom, and you can wear it on this side. It's a pretty cool feature about this helmet actually, and I quite like it. It's not what I expected from a sports cum racing helmet to have something of this kind of level of comfort for your headliner. And we do have a warm side which is going to be made out of Shoei, sorry. And then we have a cool side made out of Ripno. I think if you're going to be sports riding, you're probably going to keep it on the cool side because things do tend to get a little bit hot when you're doing that. So if you ever want to swap it around, you just take these buttons here, pop it out, pop it into the other side, and then you can just put it back on. So it's got great versatility from the liner, and I do really like that about the Corsa R. It's a big leg up, I think, over the Pista GPR because of this. So then we do have these inserts, flimsy little things. They go behind the cheek pads, and I'm pretty sure it's just meant to kind of block up this kind of gap so you don't see the EPS. Or maybe it's also there for a little bit of noise isolation, but it's so flimsy it doesn't really do anything and just kind of gets in the way when you want to put the liner back in. So there is that. So now it's time to show you the inside, and we'll have a look at the EPS channels. So you can see here, quite a few EPS channels are fairly deep. Then we also do have some holes in the EPS. You can see them for the exhaust. You can maybe see them coming in from the top as well. And there's no speaker cutouts, so keep that in mind. You have to work around that. And everything on the inside is pretty well finished overall. There's nothing out of place, nothing that I really want to comment on. So the AGV Corsa R has a pretty good interior. So now we have, of course, tested this helmet with our beep test. Our beep test is designed to see how many decibels are blocked by the shell, by the liner, in terms of hard engine noise, stuff like that. And I'm just going to come off the bat and say that in terms of wind noise, the Corsa R is not good. It's a sports cum racing helmet. It's not designed for that. And, you know, it's just not that great. Then with the beep test, it scored 18 against a control of 15. So it only blocked about 3 decibels of noise, which is, again, not a good result. Sports helmet, fair enough, but typically you want to block more than 3. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you want to ride this at speed, I would highly recommend using earplugs with it. If you feel like the Corsa R could help you beat your personal best on the track, make sure that you check out championhelmets.com because you can get some pretty good product bundles. You can get a free Race 3 visor with the Corsa or a big discount on the Cardo Pack Torque, so make sure you check out the bundles first. Alright, so this has been our review for the AGV Pista GPR's little brother, the AGV Corsa R. Now remember, this helmet is going to be sporty, it's going to be versatile, but also a bit cheaper, a few $100s cheaper actually than the Pista GPR. So take that as you will. Now, if you want to learn anything more about the Corsa R or the Pista or anything AGV racing helmet related, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that way you can stay up to date with all the latest and greatest news. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Chris from Champion Helmets, and I'll see you all next time.